It's Larry Sharpe with NeoSage here to talk to you about how to handle a call-in. Okay, so now someone's calling in to you. They've seen you someplace, heard about you, saw you online, saw your advertisement, and now they're calling you. They want to do business with you. That's great. Now, most people will tell you when someone calls into you, it's easy. They want to do business with you. That's not true. Sometimes they're calling because they want to do business. Sometimes they're calling to check pricing. Sometimes they're calling because they just want to do something. They want to check things out and kick the tires. Who knows why they're actually calling? Doesn't matter to us. We are going to do the exact same thing every time. Doesn't matter. When someone calls you and you pick up the phone, hi, this is Acme Company, whatever you say, the first thing I want you to do is get their first name. Now, sometimes they don't start nicely. They could start with something like, how much do you charge? That's how they start, right? Hello, this is Acme Company. How much do you guys charge? I want you to still get their name. I want you to not answer the question. Acknowledge it. Okay, great. How much? Right. And your name is? Or, sure, great. And who am I talking to? Or however you do that. Use your own personality, but get their name. Now, if someone will not give you their first name, they are not prepared to do any business with you. They're just kicking the tires, whatever the case may be. If they're fighting you on price, and just tell me what it costs to do X. Tell me what it costs. Say, great, absolutely. And your name is? If they won't, don't fool yourself. Give them the highest price you can possibly give them. Get them off the phone next. And you might say, well, wait a minute, Larry, what if there was some business there? Unless you're the cheapest guy in town, you giving a low price is just something they can compare with the next guy. They're wasting your time. If instead you give a high price if they're fighting you, one of two things happens. Number one, they say, wow, you're too expensive. They're done. You weren't going to get that business anyway. But the other thing they might do is go, why are you so expensive? When they check the other people, they may call you back. I don't get it. Why? Now you have a conversation. And that's what I want. But let's assume they don't. They give you the first name. The next thing I want you to do after name is ask, how'd they hear about you? Ask that question right away. You say, well, why? Why can't I wait till the end? Because you'll forget. You'll get back and forth in your sales process and you won't ask that question. So ask up front. But not just that. Right away you're asking for two things. Name, how'd they hear about you? It's not too strong. It's nice and common, but it allows you to take charge of this phone call. You're in control, and that's what I want. So name, what's your name, please? Great, good. How'd you hear about us? Oh, through so-and-so? And when you hear how they heard about you, you can now give them part 3, which is an obvious benefit they want to achieve. So if they heard about you through Bob Jones, who you helped to increase his sales, or who you helped to make him more efficient, whatever the case may be, you say, oh, so you probably want to be more efficient just like Bob was. And the person should say yes. And you then want to give them a quick success story, part 4, success story, which hopefully is Bob Jones's story, but could be someone else's. Sure, I just dealt with a client last week and they were having trouble with X, we did Y, and now they have this great outcome Z. Once that's done, you're now going to ask them questions. You are going to start interviewing them. You're going to ask them, okay, great, so how big is your company, or whatever data gathering you need to do. Note what happened in this 5-step plan. I didn't let them just interview me. That's how most call-ins go. All of a sudden, they're just interviewing you. You pick up the phone, hi, it's Acme Company. How much you guys charge? Well, what are you looking for? We're looking for so-and-so. That's $500. Okay, how long you been in business? 10 years. Thank you, click. That's not going to go well at all. Instead, they call, hi, it's Acme. How much you guys charge? Great, and your name is? I'm Bob Smith. Great, Bob. How'd you hear about us? Oh, Jim Jones said you guys were great. Wonderful, Jim Jones. Well, Jim Jones, he actually was able to get about a 20% increase in his sales. So you're probably looking for something like that, right? I am. That's great, yeah. Jim Jones did it, and so did Jane Smith, her too. So, how big is your company? And all of a sudden now you're in control. You're in control, you get a good chance of having a nice, smooth sales process, and they'll stay on the phone. And if they're calling a lot of people, you'll be the only one that had this conversation with everyone else. It'll be just price. Do this in this order. Name, how'd they hear about you, give them an obvious benefit, a success story, you start asking questions. Do that, best chance your call-ins will go better. Good luck.